This is a little weird for me. Okay. Y'all gonna have to bear with me. I'm new over here. Okay. 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 We'll take it. Let's push it back some. Look, I'm real close. All right. What happened if you take your business off of social media? That's what this reading is about. If you take your business off of social media and you decide that you want to get back into your community. Why did I decide to do this reading? Because I've been on social media 5, 6 years, was making really good money on social media. But there's a lot of stuff that that's going on, right? Where if you are a spiritual worker like me, they're trying to shut us down. Okay. So I even had I had a shop, and they came to my shop like I was selling drugs, or like I was selling guns or something. I don't know. Anyway, there was so many police officers. They came and they looked like they pretty much raided my store because I'm a tarot reader. So I did the LLC. I did everything that I was supposed to do. I got the business license, paid my taxes, all of these things, right? And in the process of doing all of these things, and I guess I didn't do enough research, right? So I'm thinking I'm doing everything correctly. And they was like, well, you don't have an entertainment license. And I'm like, well, what I do is not entertainment. This is real. And one of the men was like, the reason that we're here, because I asked them, he said, the reason that we're here is because you can change the mental of the community. And when he said that, it just took me back to when spiritual people, spiritual workers, spiritual guidance people, tarot readers, shamans, right, the witches and stuff, people used to go to them for information. And they would ask, like, okay, should we vote for this president? Should this person be in Congress? Like, can we trust this person? And so your spiritual workers were actually your community leaders back then. And it was really hard for a lot of bad people to get in high places because the spiritual readers read their energy, and a lot of times people didn't vote for them. Well, as they start telling us that magic is wrong, we're not supposed to be doing it, right? And then even manifestations, even the way that they told us to manifest is a lie. I even found out how to really manifest stuff. And I feel like I just recently jumped a fucking dimension, and it's super crazy, but we'll talk about that in another video. So, what your government and other things in society hire people, right? What they did was they start telling y'all that we were evil and we were demonic. And you guys started believing them. And you guys started to believe them. And then, so then you guys started voting for people who could manipulate you. You started voting for people who could gaslight you the best. You started voting for people who could mentally fuck with you, greedy people who was out to get your money and stuff, right? So now here we have social media. Okay. Now we're on social media. And in the process of being on social media, like again, like I said, I've been on social media for 6 years now, and I built a really good following. 70,000 on TikTok, 12,000 on Facebook, blah, 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 whatever. Did not get the super, super big numbers, but I was doing pretty good. And then all of a sudden, all of my views tainted, which is weird because the followers are still there, but the views have tainted dramatically. And like if I go live or something like that, I'm starting all over. And so Spirit was like, hey, you know what? You cannot get low views if you're actually out in the community. So for some of y'all, you probably thinking that you want to go viral on social media, and it may not be social media where you need to. Maybe you need to get actual views. Maybe you really need to be out in the public. So again, going back to myself, this is how I decided to do this reading. Going back to myself. With the views tainting, luckily I have a husband and other family members that I can lean on. Luckily I got my own savings. Like, luckily I've done certain things, right? But to be self-employed, to be on social media and think that you're doing it, self-employment, what we don't know is that we actually wind up getting a boss. And then in the process of getting these bosses, right, that we can't see, we think we have freedom, and you don't. If you are a spiritual worker, or if you are working in some type of energy where it's positive, there's a good chance, especially if you are into spirituality, that you can get shadow banned. And not only can you get shadow banned, you can get your IP address can get shadow banned. So what do we do about this? In order not to get shadow banned, you have to go back into your community. So let's read and see what happened. We have some cards that fell on the floor. I picked them up and I'm really curious to see what they are. So I'm going to flip them over. This is the cards that fall on the floor too. It's talking about failure. You got the Knight of Wands. Don't go backwards. It's almost like being in a relationship with somebody and you want them to love you, and they're not going to love you. It's like being in a relationship, a one-sided relationship. So do you stay in that relationship and you just deal with it by, constantly just staying there? No, you don't want to. Because if you keep going back, if you go back into that energy of this passion, this desire, and I get it too. It could be something that you built. It could be something that you invested in. Of course, we're talking about getting your business off of social media. So you could have really invested into this, but it's saying like to not go back. This card is going to the right when I turn it this way, but when I'm looking at it, it's going to the left, right? We read from the left to the right. So if your card is going to the left, that means you're going back into something, okay? So what I'm seeing here, if we keep going back, there's no options. If we keep going back, there's no options. I started off on Facebook, and then I remember when I got shadow banned on Facebook, when my views got real, real low on Facebook. Facebook used to just send me $600 a month for just the little stuff that I was doing on Facebook. And this is like 4 or 5 years ago, before everybody started making money off of Facebook, like before it became a big thing, right? So they used to send me like a $600 check like every month or like every 2 weeks, something like that. And then that stopped. I jumped on TikTok. And then on TikTok, I was making even more money on TikTok. So I could have went back to Facebook and I could have tried to struggle and fight whatever the fuck was going on there. Or I could have left. And that's what I did. I left. I went and found something new, right? Same thing what's going on with me in TikTok right now. Just went over there, built the family. The family seems to be divided. It's not doing what it was doing. All that love over there. Look at all the love that I was making, the money, the love that you can make on TikTok. You probably did this with anything. YouTube, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. TikTok, Facebook, doesn't matter. There was a lot of love there. Something happened. And in this energy here, it feels like there could even still be like the people are still there. They're just not engaging. And then you have the Chariot, which leaves you stuck. It leaves you stuck. Whew. All right, so that's what happened if you try to stay on social media. We see the Ten of Swords. It's a lot of stuff that's going on that can become very hurtful. Damn, all your cards are just falling on the floor. Look at that. Another love card in reverse with the Hierophant. This was something that you were committed to. I'm talking to somebody who was committed into having their business, and you were committed to your page. Something happened. And you know what is weird? You can't get sick for a week on social media because you stop posting, your views go down. There's another thing that they're starting to say on social media, and that is like if they show you a promotion, like, oh, we got $20 off coupon. If you ignore it, they will punish you and remove some of your views too. So there's a lot of stuff that's going on social media. So we already talked about how they can ban your IP address, and now we're talking about getting punished for not purchasing your engagement. Okay. All of these cards are falling on the fucking floor. The devil. It's the devil. Talk to me about the devil. The high priest. The devil attacks the high priestess. Wants to keep her in chains, wants to keep her bound. Talk to me some more about this. Take away her. Why? Why take away her finances? No drama. Oh wow. See, this is literally what I'm talking about. This is the energy that I don't want to be in, me personally. And this is literally talking about if you are doing something that if you are trying to uplift your community, if you are trying to be a good person, if you don't want to be a scammer, if it's just certain things that you just don't want to do anymore, right? You don't want to be that. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be like everybody else. I want to stand out. I want to do something different. I want to be a good person. Social media is not going to work for you. Look at this. You got the devil. The devil has a hold on the high priestess, and she's not going to be successful because she doesn't have the drama. She's not bringing drama, and she's not stealing. She's not a liar. She's not sneaky. So whoever this is, baby, you're not gonna. I'm sorry to say it like this, but baby, if you're not a liar and a manipulator, social media might not work for you. And this is where it gets hard at. So I'm not saying like, oh my God, get all the way off social media. That's not what I'm saying. Because social media can lead you to people in places that you don't know about, right? But what I am saying from this reading is your business can go back into your community. I really, really feel like I'm talking to spiritual workers and you're wondering like, where are my clients? Or why are people not wanting to pay me for my readings? What's going on? Right? I'm also hearing right now that there's a difference between the made up tarot readers who's going to feed people the same frivolous bullshit versus the spiritual readers who are actually going to heal their clients. So if you still got the same clients from 10 years ago, baby, spirituality is like the hospital, right? If I go to my doctor because I'm sick, and then I have to go to my doctor again next week, and then I have to go to my doctor again next month, and I'm always sick, then it's not a good doctor. My doctor is supposed to heal me, and I'm not supposed to have to see my doctor again for another few years, for a couple of years. You see what I'm saying? So you're supposed to be in this energy of healing people. So if you're in this 7, this is the energy of healing people, not wanting to lie to people, not wanting to be a manipulator, right? Not wanting to be a scammer. But if you're in this energy here, it's about dressing it at this point in time. Let's be for real. It's about dressing up like a fairy. It's about looking like witchy and decorating the backs and stuff. And it's a facade. It's a facade. I don't want to do the facade anymore. I don't want to keep putting all these chemicals and stuff on my face and in my hair and putting on all. I want to be naturally me. I'm aging, right? I'm getting older. I'm not young no more. Psh, I am a mid-80s baby, honey. We got like another 10 years before we start hitting fucking 50. I have to start preserving my skin. So this morning, what I did was I got up and I put my skincare oil on. I'm not about to get up and put makeup on. I don't want to do that. But social media, to a degree, especially if you are into spirituality, you're gonna have to wake up, you're gonna have to put on the makeup, you're gonna have to put on the wigs, you're gonna have to put on the facade, you're gonna have to put on this all this stuff in the background so that people can see you that way. But if you start going out and seeing people in public, yeah, you're gonna want to put on your lip gloss. I'm not gonna go in public with the oil on my face, of course. I'm not gonna do that either. But you gotta understand something. Social media, it's an everyday thing. It's every day, every day, every day. And that's how come sometimes y'all see your favorite people with makeup on and they look really, really good and stuff. And then that's how come sometimes they'll come on and they don't have no makeup on. It's because it's the everyday fucking thing. And every day we don't have the energy to get up and put makeup on. We don't have the energy every day to do these things. But when you are out in your community, it can become a Monday, Wednesday, Friday thing. You know what I'm saying? You can, when you start working in your community, you can take the whole fucking week off and you don't have to worry about a disciplinary action. You can actually work in your community, get sick, or take a vacation, and you don't have to worry about your phone. Social media literally is making us a slave. It's chaining us. Look into the box. It's chaining us to this box. Like it's crazy. How do we start moving from off social media and moving our businesses back into the community? How do we do this? How? Give me one card. Tell me how, because I want to be nosy and see what happened. What's the outcome? You know what? I'm not gonna rush it. How do we move from social media to getting into our community? And this is for any type of business. This is not just for spiritual workers, but I'm just using spiritual workers as an example because spiritual workers are the main ones right now that is getting attacked on social media. Mm. Damn. To get off of social media and to put your business back into the community, it's going to be hard. It's going to be frustrating. You are going to feel tied down. I see why a lot of people are not going to want to do this. You're going to feel tied down. You're going to feel like you don't have no vision. You're going to feel stuck. This card, a lot of people don't like the Eight of Swords. And of course, I get it. It's a prison card. It's a jail card, right? But the thing about this that people miss, the thing about this, the most beautiful part about the Eight of Swords is this part here. It's her tapping her foot into the water. Leave the cat alone, baby. Leave her alone. She under the bed. She don't want nobody to mess with her. That's why she goes under there. That's her safe space. Okay? Go drink some of your water. Drink some water. Keep your voice wet. Did you find your voice yet? You found it? Okay, good. Give it some water. And the beautiful thing about her tapping her foot into the water, it's that's spirituality. That's spirituality. So even though it's going to be hard, it'll be worth it. Look at that Queen of Swords. This is learning how to communicate. Damn. And then we go from 8 swords, and she has a sword that technically kind of gives us 9 swords. It's also an energy of depression. I think when you decide to go from social media to being in your community, I feel like there's so much of you that wants to give up. But this is how I feel. I feel like if you're already on social media and things are not going the way that you want it to go, you could already be feeling like you want to give up, right? And if your views have tainted, like my views tainted, my lives tainted. I went live today. Over there, I had 2 people. I said, well, if I'm going to have 2 people over there, I might as well just go live somewhere else where I can just start over fresh. Like, it doesn't make sense for me to stay in a relationship that I have built and put all this love and effort into, and it still seems like it's the beginning of the relationship. I might as well start this with someone else. So that's how I came over here. And then I don't, and then of course, sometimes I do my hair and blah, 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 all that stuff. But I want to come over here and I want to be able to authentically be me. I want to find the app where I can authentically be me. Yes, I do like the lashes. What did I tell you to do with the cat? What did I say? What did I say? I told you, I said that's where she's safe at. Leave her alone. Okay? Every time she goes under the bed, that means she don't want nobody to mess with her. Okay? So can you leave her alone? Okay, don't mess with her. You got to be careful. Cats, they will scratch you. They will. They will scratch you. So leave them alone. Okay? Because if she scratch you, I'm going to tell you, you kind of deserve it. Because you're not leaving her alone. So leave her alone before she hurts you. Okay? Okay. All right. So we do have this Queen of Swords here. But also, I see like transitioning is going to be very fucking hard. But I also see that staying where you are is also going to be hard. Staying where you are is also going to be hard. I'm also seeing here there's a lot of fogginess here. But once she starts to communicate, and I feel like with this one here, I feel like she's communicating with herself. I feel like transitioning from transitioning your business from online to being, and again, remember, I'm not saying taking it all the way off, but just being able to get into your community. I feel like this Queen of Swords, I feel like she's talking to herself. I feel like she's being truthful and honest with herself right now. She don't look to be the happiest, but she do have her hand out. She could be praying. Remember, if you pray like this, you don't get anything. Remember, if you pray like this is how things land in your hand. Okay, so change that up a little bit if need be. I do see something coming through and it's happening fast. What's coming fast? Look at that Page of Pentacles. This the page is something new or young, youthful, and he coming with some money. So it will be stressful. It will be but you know what? And that's so funny because what I just felt right now, it was worth it. It was worth it. It's almost kind of like I'm looking back and I'm literally I'm laughing at the tears that I cried. I'm laughing because I really thought that this was going to be fucking hard. I'm laughing because I thought my community was not going to accept me. But at the end of the day, they love you. They're accepting you and they're bringing you money. And they're bringing you money because what the Queen of Swords is doing with this fucking with the sword right here in that depression. Wow. So if and the Nine of Swords belong to, come in. Hi, Bookie. She's sleeping. Yeah. What, baby? You just need another 10-minute nap. Go lay back down. What you wake up for? No, go back in there. Go back. Go play. Go out there and go play now. Coming here asking for my cards. Go play. Moosh, you go play with your brothers. Okay, so we got the Eight of Swords with the one sword here coming in from the Queen. That gives you to the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is Piscean energy, right? You don't have to be a Pisces, right? And a lot of times when people see like certain zodiacs in their readings, they think that it means that you're a Pisces, that this is Pisces, something, blah, blah, blah. That's not what it is. Pisces energy is Pisces thrive after depression. Pisces literally Pisces is the definition of the lotus flower. The lotus flower, it only blooms in toxic environments. If you try to grow a lotus flower inside of clean water, you're not going to get any results. The lotus, it has to grow in a toxic environment. That's Pisces energy. Pisces energy grows in a toxic environment. Pisces cry and then magic happens. So what does that mean for you? The magic happens after the depression. Or the depression is what brings the magic. So I just went from, you guys are, it's new over here, so a lot of y'all probably don't know me, but I moved last year into this beautiful house, the most beautiful house I've ever lived in my life. Loved it, blah, blah, blah. As soon as we got into that house, the whole family, right, started like hating each other. And I was like, yo, this is a beautiful house. Why is everybody so angry? Well, come to find out, the house had so much mold in it that it was damn near classified as condemned. So they paid us to move out of that house, right? And we moved into this house. So I moved into a new house, and mold can take away your spirituality and stuff, right? So I moved into this house, and I'm happy that I moved and everything, but I got depressed. I got really depressed. I'm a Pisces, by the way. The reason I got so depressed is because the mold. That mold, and then being in that toxic environment, and then I moved into a place where it's healthy air and stuff. And so now the mold is releasing itself from my body, which made me depressed. Y'all, in the process of me being depressed, I made a tarot deck, right? And it's called Afros and Ancestors. How cute. Super, super cute. I sat down, I created 78 cards. I wrote on all the cards. I wrote a book to go with the cards. I did research, and it came out fucking beautiful, right? So I said all that to say this. When you go through this Nine of Swords energy, you got to understand the outcome. You got to understand that that in the process of being depressed, right? And I tell you guys this all the time, and I've been saying this for about 6 years. You have to take your pain and you have to turn it into a payment. So all of that depressive energy that I was sitting in, I used it and I turned it into something fucking beautiful. There really are beautiful things that happen in the process of being depressed. Like, you can sometimes that depression is just you releasing toxic stuff. Again, I just told you I was filled with so much mold. As the mold was entering my body, it made me angry. It made me upset. I didn't know what was going on. I'm fighting with my daughter. I'm fighting with my son-in-law. Like, we're literally putting hands on each other, you guys. This was crazy. And that's how come I knew something was wrong. I knew something was fucking wrong. That's how I wound up doing the research. So as long as all of this toxicity is going into my body, we're angry, right? But then as soon as we start to release that toxic energy, that's when the depression came. So depression, for some of y'all, is a way to release. It's almost the same as crying. So this is how come this energy is coming up as Pisces energy. And it's not saying to be a Pisces. It's saying to be in that Pisces energy of knowing that that depression is going to clear something out and it's going to make way for something brand new that can bring you a pinnacle. But Ashe, 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 Ashe. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm not doing this reading for y'all. I'm doing this reading for me. Because I was like, but I can't read for myself. In order for me to read for myself, I have to read for the collective. Spirit said, you ain't gonna be selfish with this energy. So this is the only way that I can do my own fucking reading. I have to do it for the collective, right? So not only will you get new money, but you'll wind up with brand new ideas. These are both pages. For anybody who, what is this? Oh, hey guys. I can't see comments over here like that. They don't pop up, I don't think. I don't know how I work over here. We're just gonna go like we're on YouTube or something. I don't know. So yeah, so starting your business, going from social media and going back into the community, I see new opportunities of making money, but I also see brand new ideas. It's brand new ideas. Let's just say you make tea, you've been selling your teas online, right? Well, you can now do tea events. And everything don't have to, we forget that we are human, and things can happen off of the internet. You could have a whole tea party, you can host tea events. You can tell people you do birthday parties, and you can go with costumes and they can pay you for these things. So I literally can see that being, that's bad. That's bad. That's, I like it. I like it. So I definitely, now you do want your social media pages and stuff because you do want your clients to be able to go somewhere, blah, blah, blah. It is 20 fucking 30. You do want your clients to be able to see you somewhere on social media, right? You want your clients to be able to go somewhere and leave you reviews, blah, blah, all of that stuff. So you don't want to not be on social media, but you definitely do want to start getting some brand new ideas and some new money from being actually in your community. Look at that with the Knight of Cups. This is when people start coming to you, and it's so interesting because the 8 of Swords, we see you starting to tap into spirituality here. And then these are people who want to come towards spirituality. And this is weird because this is somebody right on top of a horse. The horse is a spirit. And then remember, that's that running water. That's that water. See? So spiritually, there are some people who are trying to come close to the water, which is spirituality. And I feel like they're going to need you to guide them. And this is the Knight of Cups. So this is the beginning of a brand new type of love. I feel like, especially if you have been looking for a spiritual family, this is the way to go. Start building your community. And then, you know what I just heard right now? For some of y'all will even be able to barter. The world, the world was in reverse. And I was like, the world, yep, the World Wide Web. The World Wide Web is going to be trying to change things, put it in reverse. There's no rest. Why? Temperance, because of the imbalance. It's going to be an imbalance. Talk to me about the imbalance. The imbalance is the 5 of Swords. It came out in reverse, but I turned it this way so that I could get a clear understanding, or so that I can hear it better. But the imbalance, this is somebody who needs to win by any means necessary. The 5 of Swords, the 5 of Swords, of course, it has different meanings. You put one card with another card, it changes the card, right? This card is by any means necessary. And I talked about this before, about how people are literally like, there's a lot of us that are not about drama, but you got so many people who are literally like, how can I get some drama? I was talking to my little sister, and she was like, yeah, well, we were all thinking about getting these pregnancy stomachs and getting one guy, and everybody just act like we're all pregnant by this one guy. And I'm just like, this is what we have to do for views now. Nothing can be authentic anymore. Everything has to be drawn out, played out, so that social media just turned into Hollywood where everything is fucking fake. You got AIs now. People don't even know if the AI is real or if it's fucking fake. So I'm wondering if this being in reverse is saying that the businesses on the World Wide Web, they might not thrive as long as we think. Maybe, I don't know. Like maybe large businesses will do well on the internet, but because there's so many scams and because people are on there trying to do anything like by any means necessary. Y'all, I had somebody text my phone and they said they called me the Nigger, all capitals. And they was doing this for a while. And then Spirit was like, call your company and let them know what's going on, because I kept blocking them, and whoever was texting me, they kept making new numbers, like from like a text now app or something. And I'm talking about it was getting bad. They was like, "Oh, your son should die, and your husband and all the black men need to be um sexually assaulted all night long." Like they was just like sending me some weird stuff. Even though this can happen by being out in your community, but the chances of this happening in your community versus somebody doing this on social media, it's more so gonna happen on social media. I'm just shocked it hasn't happened to me more. But if somebody is, I'm just gonna change the subject real quick. If somebody is harassing you on your phone and they are calling you or texting you from different apps, then what you're going to want to do is call your carrier, tell your carrier will go into your messages, right? And they'll see those numbers, but those numbers are always going to be attached to an actual number, right? To an actual phone, to an actual IP address. And then once they get that information, they know where that company is. So then they'll call the other company and then let them know what their customers are doing, and then you'll get their line shut off. And you also get to call the police and make a report too. So I didn't make a police report, but I just got their phone shut off. And I was happy with those results. So again, the online energy, I don't know. I don't know. I could be wrong, but it feels like the online energy for businesses is definitely going to slow down dramatically. It's going to slow down a lot. And that's funny because it's taking me back to Craigslist. I remember when I used to do hair and I used to be on Craigslist and I used to post on Craigslist all the time. And then I remember when Craigslist said, you got to pay $5 a post now. So if you wanted to make 4 posts on Craigslist, you had to pay $20. Yeah. I don't know if it's still $5, but you had to pay $5 to post on Craigslist. Maybe 10 years ago it started. Yeah. So either you're going to be paying to post your stuff, and even then, when you're paying on social media, you're paying most likely a bot. So if you think about it, I'm going to pay you for views, right? I'm going to pay you for a reach. But if it's not organic, then how do you make that sale? Usually when you're paying for stuff, what's going on is you're dealing with phone farmers. And what a phone farmer is somebody who just have a wall filled with phones. They might have 100 or 200 phones. And all of these phones have a different account, right? And so you say, "Oh, I want 200 followers." It's one person giving you those 200 followers. "Oh, I want 100 views." It's one person giving you those 100 views. That one person is not going to be spending their money with they're not going to do that. So in more and more ways, I see social media becoming a scam to a lot of businesses, especially a lot of small businesses. And so I really honestly do feel like right now it is time for you to just get back out into your community. The outcome of going out into the community. What's the outcome? We're gonna wrap this up and get off of here. What's the outcome? Look like I think I have to push that every time. She says, I got me one of your decks. Miss Hooks, you didn't pay for a deck? She said, "I made it. That's what's up. That's what's up. Y'all both want a deck? Let me know if y'all want them. I got them." Okay. All right, you got the star. Why? The star in reverse. To the Ace of Cups. Oh, okay. I was like, ooh. So if you wind up coming off of social media, you got the star in reverse. It's almost kind of like social media is not going to heal you. And it's not. Social media is not going to heal you. When I get on Facebook, I don't know about y'all, but all I see on Facebook is people shaking their butt, literally. A whole bunch of corn is now over there. Women trying to sell themselves. Like, I don't know what's on y'all Facebooks, but I only have my business page over there, and all they talk about is like Sierra, Bow Wow, like celebrity stuff. I don't want to know nothing about that. Facebook has no knowledge. For me, when I'm on there, there's absolutely no knowledge. I don't even get to see regular people when I'm on Facebook. I only see blue check marks. That's it. And maybe because I'm on my business page, but just because I'm on my business page, that doesn't mean that I shouldn't be able to see other small businesses. So if I'm not seeing your small business because your small business doesn't have a blue check mark, then that means you're most likely not seeing mine because I don't have a blue check mark either. And that's crazy as fuck for me to have 12,000 followers on Facebook, and 12,000 followers on Facebook is pretty good. It's pretty good for me to be over there with getting 1 and 2 likes. That's crazy. People follow you because they want to fuck with you, but social media is blocking your shit from being fucked with, which makes you unfuckwittable, right? So that could be it could be an unhealthy feeling. It could be very unhealing, right? And then the drama that I feel like you start doing within yourself when you're trying to post your business and things isn't going right. I really do feel like you start to fight with yourself. But if you get off social media and you get back into your fucking community, it's going to be nothing but love. And it's this new love that literally comes from spirit, and it brings peace. And it's almost like this that reminds me of a cracker, right? And in the morning time, when I take my oils and stuff, I eat crackers with it. And it settles my stomach, right? It's substance. That's what it's substance. And so yeah, it's substance. That's what you'll get getting off of social media and going back into the real world. It brings you substance. Again, that does not mean to come off of social media. You still need your social media. So the way that this is going to work, your social media will thrive as you meet more people in your community. That's how you're going to get past the algorithm. You're going to meet people in your fucking community. They're going to be the people who support you because they're going to come through with a new type of love. Okay? All right. That's what's up. That's what's up. That was pretty cool. That was all right. I feel like if I'm gonna be sitting over here and starting all over, I really do wish though if I would have known like better, I really would have like put my ponytail up or something and maybe a little bit of liner. Cause this was like my first live over here. But I wasn't thinking about that. I was just thinking about making sure I don't give up. That's all. I just was like making sure I don't give up. Social media is putting me in a place where where I get it. I get it, and I'm so sick of it. I'm literally sick of it because I keep calling myself self-employed, but social media is my boss. They tell me what I can do, when to post, how often to post, when I can take off, and it's a lot. If you want to be seen, you gotta pay this and this and this and this, and there's too many rules, and I'm a fucking rebel, and I gotta go back to my community. I gotta go to the community. And my community is gonna be open for everybody, Black, white, Asian, African. My community is gonna be open to everybody. I'm just gonna use discernment to keep myself and my community safe. But that was cute. I loved it. I'm gonna have to come over here and go live a little bit more. That's the end of it. So who's over here? Who's the 3 people that's on here? Or it's 2 of y'all on here, which is Miss Hooks. right? And Soup Kid, okay. This was cute, but it's hard for me to keep up with y'all comments. Like this green button keep popping up. Oh, that's cute. Thank you. She said, "Where you go, I will follow your energy draws abundance." Thank you. And you know what that abundance is? I swear that abundance is knowledge. I swear that abundance that you're talking about is fucking knowledge. Crazy. And I love learning. Oh, okay. Manifestations has been added to the class, right? It's been added to the class. It's been added to the fucking class. And the way that people have been telling you how to do manifestations, that's not how you do it. That's not how you manifest. It's not how you fucking manifest. That's not how you manifest. Anyway, Kid and Miss Hooks, let's get off of here. I'm going to go to TikTok real quick. I'm going to give you guys a general reading. A personal general reading for you guys being over here and fucking with me like this. The reason we're gonna do it on TikTok is because I can see y'all comments easier. Also, you guys can come down and get on a panel if you choose to. But on TikTok, I could just see your comments better. So let's go over there and do you guys some readings real quick, and then I'm gonna get off and handle my business because I got flyers and stuff to make. I got flyers to make, and I'm super excited about this because I've been saying like I want to get off social media and I want to get back into the community. And I tried it like by going to events and stuff like that. I've been supporting other people businesses, thinking that by me going out and supporting someone else's business and meeting other people like at a networking event, that was gonna help my business. And Spirit's like, no, that's not gonna work either. Because that person is drawing in a certain type of energy for them, not for you. So I can't go in and piggyback off anybody else. I can't say, oh, Tawana, I'm gonna come to your event and I'm gonna meet your people and they're not gonna fuck with me. I literally have to go out and create my own events. I have to make my own pop-up events. Yeah. And so I used to do events in San Diego, but they were hair events. I guess I could do them again here and they just be spiritual events. So I'm excited about them. I'm always excited about something. But anyway, yeah. So let's get off of here and let's go over there and then I'm gonna give you guys a reading for supporting me over here. Okay? All right. Yay. Bye guys. That was fun. All right, let me see how I'll get all right there. And train. All right, bye guys.